Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat becomes the podcast.
Why won't we do it? Why do we stop doing that?
We haven't. It says it.
In the intro, it's just not us saying it.
It doesn't say it in the intro anymore because I stopped that as well. I like to, because I wanted to get together and record it nice. All three of us do like certain bits, and then it's on my list of things to do where I'm making an opening sequence properly.
Cool.
So that will be coming. Is probably August. I'll tackle that late August when I got some time off work.
Nice.
But hey, here we are, episode 36. You put us in the 40s last week, and shall we just start right off the bat and go pepper or corn it? Slow drivers. What are we thinking about slow?
I know, right?
Jesus, all right then.
All right, we start with that.
We've got to start with it because
I cannot tell you how much fun I had to myself last night editing that video together. So if you haven't seen it on my Instagram and on our Peppercorn TikTok, it will be a short by the time this comes out. But yeah, go check it out. Where hey, I'll let you have the floor and tell your side of the stories.
Well, a famous man who has half an ear once said fake news. And I mean, I have, we're going to have to just start it by saying that we owe Bruno a round of golf.
We do, yeah.
We do.
I'm just glad we're going to play golf together, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, between us, that's a $5. So, mathematically, it made a lot better. It was a better deal for us. It's essentially like if you go to court, you've done it. But you
still get a lawyer.
Well, you get a lawyer, and you what's the word? You take a plea.
Yeah.
You're like £5 ahead just to get out of this mess. But I'll say two things. The fake news part, where that comes from, is the fact that what Bruno did was to put together a very biased video that left out the only question mark of the whole thing. Because it is the equivalent of saying, I've watched 30 minutes of a football match and one team was winning 1-0. Turn it off. Who won? You go, well, yeah, that team did.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but did you see the rest? Anything could have happened in the rest of that game. Because I think the crux was it an official pepper or cornet? And Joe said, it's not my official pepper or cornet.
Yeah. But
it was some form of pepper or cornet, and we definitely spoke about it.
I'm going to have to plead guilty to this. I think.
Yeah. I'll say this. Go back and watch last week's episode. I don't know if this is going to become another short. After we talked about it for like a minute, I went, you definitely talked about this before. I just don't think it was an official pepper or cornet. So I think I'm spot on. So you and Bruno are going around.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even remember bringing it up as an unofficial pepper or cornet. So I definitely plead guilty.
But yeah, when you said it, I mean, I was just backing you up. But I mean, I felt confident.
And do you know what's more annoying is I've had that in my locker in my head for the last few weeks as an option, pepper or cornet.
I'd say this, Joe. You probably need to figure something out as far as mentally with slow drivers, because it's obviously something that plays on your mind a lot.
It's a real problem.
Because dare I say, I think there might be a third time you've talked about it as well.
Yeah.
And here we are, number 4.
It's because I'm usually fresh off a journey coming here, and I'm trying to get here on a time limit. And
please don't go into it. Don't explain why you don't like them. Because otherwise, this is episode 4 of 36 where we spoke about it. That is 1/9 of the episode we speak about slow drivers.
But no, I had so much fun. Especially, you may covered your tracks live last week, but I definitely made it that you didn't cover your tracks, and I almost went in more on you than I did on Joe.
I was fairly confident. I was just going for the bit, but I then became more aggressively involved.
I'm getting slightly senile as well, so I think I get away with this stuff now. I'm getting old.
When you do start to notice people say the same thing again. I've definitely heard you say a couple of things.
I've got grays in my beard now. I'm getting old.
But you did it the other day within like a 2-hour spell. I was at work. You said, "Oh, did you see that dog went?" And I went, "Yeah." And you were like, "Cool, yeah." Carry on. 2 hours later, I came back to get some food for a dog. And you went, "Do you see that dog?" And I was like, "Oh my God, we've done this." And you went, "Have we?"
I didn't know I'd done that. What dog was it?
I don't remember, but it was just a situation. It might not have even been a dog. It was just a situation that came up.
Did we do Pear Drop as our dog of the week last week?
We did, and we have exclusive news.
Yeah.
Pear Drop is going...
Exclusive?
in 2 days.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be today. It was on our board as today, but it was a mistake from the office. It's Thursday. Pedro's leaving on Thursday. We got a spotless record almost.
It is a spotless record. It's fantastic. I like the fact that it potentially isn't to do with the podcast that these dogs are getting taken, but you're making some good judgment calls. So should we start with the dog of the week now? Let's throw this episode right.
What I feel bad about is the only dog that actually hasn't gone that we've brought up is Friday.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like it's waiting for me. Like, this is so annoying.
The full story is episode 100. Bruno takes Friday, but I really hope he isn't here.
And then he's on the podcast.
That would be cool.
I don't want him there a year from now. More.
Yeah, that's 60 weeks away. So I'm hoping he'd be gone by then. But no, Friday's the only one. Other than that, we've had like long stays. Like Hector, been there for 2 years. He went.
Yeah. That's mental.
Pair drop this week. We've had off the top of your head, Kevin. There's been loads, and there's one that came to my mind today that I thought, I don't believe I've done this one.
Okay.
And it's a Luke lookalike.
Okay.
And have we done this? Have I said that before?
Well, Pair Drop was close.
Pair Drop was close. No, this is scarily close. This is the boy Mylo. Mylo is a Bocker. He looks identical to my boy Luke. And what I'm going to do here, Bruno, I'm going to send you a picture of Luke and a picture of Mylo, and you can put them both up.
All right, I'll do a side by side.
Yeah, side by side. I've got a nice sitting picture as well, so you would have just seen these.
We've definitely had a Bocker before, but we definitely haven't had
Hector
one
was the
called
Bocker.
Mylo.
But I mean, this is a spitting image of Luke. He's just shorter.
A little bit.
So, I mean, he's like a medium-sized beagle size, quite short. He's got the droopy eyes, almost like a Basset cross beagle cross
long
cocker. Long ears. Such a lovely boy. He had a couple issues with food, but we've pretty much got completely around that now. Exactly, and that's exactly what my boy had with Luke, and we just hand-fed him and got him used to the fact that he's going to get food, he's not going to get food, these kind of things. Yeah. But I mean, as you can see by the pictures, he's a gorgeous boy. I would love Mylo to go.
Yeah.
Because he's starting to get on that perimeter of long stare, and I don't want him to.
Now we've got this special power of getting dogs out the door that we should start throwing some dogs in there that we really... don't look like they're going soon.
I did it with Hector. Hector been there literally 2 years, but I mean, I really don't know if the podcast has anything to do with it. But it's almost like I have insider knowledge of who's reserved.
Oh yeah,
and then I'm just throwing reserved. But you
spend a lot of time in the office.
Pure proof.
You might.
There is proof because when we go live with these episodes, they're all on the site. The link in the bio is always on the site. They're never in the reserved, which is a separate part of the website. So they are definitely not reserved in any way when I do them.
You've then covered yourself from like an internal investigation later that will clear you. So hey, going back a couple of weeks, maybe it's just the power of like manifestation and positive vibes, Joe?
I totally believe in that. That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
I like how Bruno started out with So Hey as well. Another dog that I thought we've done Finn, haven't we?
Did we?
I think we did Finn a while back. And he's a really long stare, and he actually might be going.
True.
So, fingers crossed. It's going very well for us.
It is, yeah.
For us here at the Peppercorn. Obviously, Joe owes Bruno a round of golf.
Yep.
But other than that, I think it's just it's dogs getting adopted and good times. Yeah. Sorry, Bruno?
You can owe me a Shanky coffee if you want.
I'll give you a Shanky coffee. I don't know what that exactly is. I'm hoping that is
from
just
that
a coffee.
Place at the Hills of Eyes from last week.
Yeah, and that's obviously really mean to call it Hills of Eyes, but certainly when you walk in there, they will say you're passing through. But you need to go back to last week because it was essentially just me talking at a screen for an hour, and I do apologize.
That was a heck of an episode.
I thought it was a really good episode. But today, I thought we'd have a theme.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if we're sticking to this theme, but I really like the idea of the theme, and I've come up with things for this theme.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I've come prepared for this theme, but not so much my Peppercorn.
I was just going to say, we don't have to do Peppercorn this week because pretty much the theme that we're keeping so illustrious from our listeners right now is very much corn it. So
yeah, we're heavy corn in this week.
Yeah, basically this week's heavy corn.
HardCORN.
We're going here with Peppercorn, HardCORN.
Yeah.
Okay.
With all the good vibes we're putting out for the doggos, we're going the opposite way.
Yeah. And
the yin and the yang.
We're basically putting things in room.
101.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was going to call it Room 6118, but I mean, that was separate.
Nah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's actually a good thing. So maybe it should be Room 101. Anyone know why it's called Room 101?
There's probably a reason. Do you want me to look out?
There was something in the 80s I found. There was something in the 80s.
Okay, because the TV show was obviously, we remember the TV show.
Yeah.
That's still going, I think.
Is it?
I'm not sure. But...
They'll run out of things to put in there.
But I've asked the Corns to bring 2 Room 101 items or things to put in. Have we all got 2 each?
Yeah.
Do we want to go one each?
I got a few actually.
Bruno's will all ultimately come back to something I've either done, do, or act like or use.
Nah, you're right. Oh, one of them is it's fun, yeah.
Okay, I think I know what that'll be. I reckon. Feel good about that. An argument this week and some kind of biased journalism will go out on behalf of the main page. To give no one a shot.
Hey, you're welcome to make your own clips, bro.
Yeah. Bro, I'll go first if you want, unless anyone else wants to go first.
No, go.
So my first item or thing I'm putting into Room 101 is the game of tennis. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I need to give reasons, obviously.
Wait, so when
this is going to be big.
Are we all deciding as a group whether or not it goes in? Is that what we're doing?
No.
Yeah. You put it in, but then you need a majority vote to agree that they'll go in.
So you've got to convince us that it's got to go in to Room 101.
So tennis.
You got a hard sell in front of you.
Yeah. I've got my twin here, so I'll be all right. This is gonna be hard to convince Bruno. There's 3 reasons.
Yeah.
First reason, it's in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone else has been watching the Olympics.
I haven't seen a lick of it.
It's just another major.
Yeah. When I'm watching Olympics for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Shot put.
Because you love athletes.
I love athletes. Gymnastics. I want to watch BMX. I want to see the Brazilian skateboard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want to see the javelin.
Yeah.
I want to see people run and jump in those very short little pools.
Stuff you don't normally see throughout the year.
The steeplechase.
Yeah.
Or new to this year, breakdancing.
Breakdancing.
Is it?
This is what I want to see.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me amateur wrestling's not in it? Is it still in it?
No, it's back.
It's back. Okay, cool.
The thing that I have my issue with is BBC in this country will decide to just show only rugby, hockey, or tennis. Bruno went after horses.
They show equestrian so much.
They do, because that was the equestrian day, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? But tennis just seems to be constant. A guy, Adam Peaty, was going for the gold. They went with Andy Murray's potential last game in a doubles. It's just Wimbledon's just finished. It's like offering me up international football right now, which they also are.
Yeah.
But so that's my gripe has started with tennis this week because of this. It then moved into the fact that I'd like to think of myself as being decent at most sports.
Yeah.
Or at least mid at best.
Yeah.
Capable. Yeah.
Capable. I think I've played less than 6 rounds of golf in my life.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
No.
And that frustrates me.
Yeah.
You started off saying it's a round of tennis.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's 18 hits or something. That frustrates me. And then just generally watching it and the kind of shushing of the crowd and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, other than when like a ball boy gets hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see where the good stuff is.
Yeah.
That's just for me. Anyway, I've had it.
Wait, so are we 101 in the fact that it's in the Olympics?
No, the whole sport of tennis. Get rid of it.
He's got it. Yeah.
Pete Sampras in the bin.
You know what? I never used to get tennis. And then I watched it with an ex who liked tennis.
Here we go.
And I started to appreciate...
What ex was that?
No, we don't want to name it. The government. What was that? Bros. You're bros. I don't know why you just did that.
What have I said before? For my benefit, please, I love to hear the tea. So give me the names and I'll bleep it.
I'll give you a number. It was 2 ago.
2 ago. By the way, that makes it way worse for you.
Yeah.
The way in which you've navigated that way worse.
Oh, really? I used to talk about my Tinder dates on wrestling radio. Yeah. So.
I know. I missed that.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
It was good content. The wrestling fans would like that, I think.
I think they hated it, honestly, because they just wanted us to talk about AJ Styles. But I think the Peppercorn would have been a great place for it. But
yeah,
go on. You watched it with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of got it more. Like, I understood. You know, when you watch something with someone that knows something a bit more, or they have an interest. Like when you're not interested in certain film franchises, and then you meet someone who does like that franchise, and then you kind of watch it through their eyes, and then you get it. I did it with Star Wars recently.
I get it.
Yeah, I did it with Star Wars, and now I'm in. I wouldn't say I'm in on tennis, but I'm more of a team sport guy. I'm not necessarily a big fan of like one.
Doubles not for you?
Nah, that's not a team. That's just two.
Dare I say doubles makes it worse.
Tag team is the only two people that make a team. Yeah, do you know what? I don't get tennis enough to not put it in room 101. So
your vote is anti.
I'm going against it. I think it should go in.
Yeah. You want to put it in room 101?
Yeah, that's what we need. We need it in room 101.
Okay.
It needs
Do you
to be
agree with
gone.
me?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a shock horror there, mate.
I thought it was you going to be the deciding vote there.
Mate, he baited us so much that he was going to put it over and over and over.
I think we all have to agree that for it to go in.
Okay. I'm absolutely not agreeing for it to go in. I like tennis. I enjoy it. I do. There are some funny bits that you could have added on to why it should go into room 101. And that's where every summer, 2 weeks out from Wimbledon and throughout Wimbledon, you just see everyone hammering their tennis. Like they just get out and about.
Everyone's on the local tennis courts.
Honestly.
Everyone gets their strawberries, their nice little prosecco or whatever. They get all that.
And you're not
out.
putting this in. What you just explained, you tore.
No, because I don't necessarily. I don't watch tennis for that part, but I very much do enjoy watching tennis. So I can, and I enjoy, and I love playing it. So I can't put it in at all. However, now that we're losing a few of the big stars, so basically only Djokovic and Nadal are left. It's slow. Like they need to get some mainstream people to come in. Like not mainstream people. They need some people to come in. Obviously Alcaraz is up and coming. Won the last two Wimbledons back to back, but there's not that massive Djokovic. That Nadal Federer angle or Djokovic Nadal stuff going on. So it could die out a little bit. So you might get your wish, but I'm for sure
football
not.
lost Messi and Ronaldo, so I assume that's going to die out as well. Big man.
It's not the same, is it?
It's not the same, is it? Rock and Austin, is it wrestling still anymore? Do we know? Do we know? Did they ever come back around?
I don't think they did.
Hey, don't start with Rock and Austin because they have to keep getting Rock to come back. So
I don't endorse that. Look at he's like, I don't endorse that at all. So we're definitely not putting that in the room. No, don't all agree.
No, we have to all agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Do you know what?
Sorry.
Realistically, I'm happy it's not ended up in there because it's a sport.
Look, keep sport alive.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. The kids need it. Joe, Bruno, who wants to go next?
I'll go next. So my first pick for Room 101 is Slow Drivers.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. No, my first pick for Room 101 is micromanaging.
Okay.
Yeah. Heavily.
There's no way this can't go into Room 101 because there's no positives to micromanaging unless you can convince me otherwise. Because micromanaging in life or work or anything is the worst thing you can do to any situation.
Mm-hmm.
I understand when management in workplaces necessarily might do it sometimes because they don't trust their employees, and that's more on the employees not being capable. But
where are you getting micromanaged outside of management?
Yeah, but micromanaging comes from a fear of not trusting your employees to fully do their job correctly. But that doesn't mean micromanaging is
control freaks.
Yeah, control freak. So
Bruno, as a suit yourself, like a dirty suit, could you give me almost like an elevator 30-second picture of what micromanaging is?
So basically micromanagement is where you set your team a task and then you basically are on them at every stage of the task to make sure that they're doing it. So you're not allowing them to. You're not giving them a deadline or anything for them to bring back their stuff. You're basically on them every second of every sort of day to figure out what they're doing. And it goes back to what Joe says. They don't have any trust in it.
So like helicopter parents, but for like management.
And it can happen in life as well. Like some people are just natural micromanagers.
All right, I have a question. This is about the only defense I can come up for micromanaging.
Yeah.
We're Arsenal fans.
Okay, yeah.
Could you describe Arteta potentially as the most micromanaged football manager, or even Pep Guardiola, in the sense that he seems to be giving direction every like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
But, or is he giving all the information and then overseeing it as opposed to getting involved? But I mean, I've seen him hook a guy for like not following a run. Do you know what I mean?
I think that is about as positive a side to micromanagement as I think anyone.
That's the only thing I can think of that could be like potentially good.
I think in that scenario it's slightly different. I think because they're getting results. Like I think if it gets results,
Is there a different word for it when it's not micro? Like, is micromanagement considered a dirty word?
Micromanage definitely is a more corporate term. I would say what Arteta, Pep do is man management and sort of stuff like that.
You sold me because you said it with pizzazz. You said it with confidence. That was my only defense. So I'm happy. I'm putting it in.
Okay.
It's very much, I would say, from a millennial type manager. Actually, no, it's a boomer type manager that are more micromanagers.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't trust the millennials.
Yeah. And we can't trust these Gen Zs.
Oh, definitely not.
It is slowly being, I'd like to say abolished, but it's too strong of a word for this.
Abolished is such a mad word to bring out a podcast.
I tell you what, I'm very impressed with how you managed to find a positive side to it.
Thanks, Joe.
And then Bruno wrapped it up by describing exactly what it was. That was very impressive.
That, if anything, we're a good team.
We're very good.
We're a very good team, the three of us.
Communication is key.
But we all putting in.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, we got
It's gone.
It's in the room.
I wish
there's some little guy in there going, "Oh, don't do that. Oh, do this. Have you not done that yet?" In that room now, he's alone. What are we going to add to this room with this frigid little individual?
I really
and he's little as well, so he's a micro manager.
We have to put
he's actually a micro manager.
We have to put a little man in there somewhere.
Was Little Red in there?
Little Red in there. It's Kieran. I can imagine him delegating.
Oh yeah,
but delegating and then like, have you not done it?
Yeah,
he's definitely a micromanager, I reckon. Joe, I want to know before we slightly move on, let off your chest, mate. Where are you being micromanaged at work?
I don't think I'm actually no. I'm not doing that.
All right.
This guy will bury himself on this podcast. Just hope no one listens.
No, I'm not being micromanaged at all.
All right.
It's me, and he just doesn't want to say it in front of me.
No, it's just because micromanaging is really annoying. I've seen it happen, and I have had it done to me, and it's a nightmare. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
No one does it to me currently, though. They trust me. I'm a good worker.
Very good. That's it.
Okay, my room 101 or HardCORN 101, what we're doing is, my first one is the phrase "can do."
Oh,
I'm never putting this in that room because can do is so. Was it you that had that phase of saying sure? Was it you? It might have been a little ledge.
Was it you? It definitely sounds more of a ledge thing.
It definitely not me. I hate sure. And sure, by the way, is a yes.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with it. I just hate
flippant though.
It just sounds rude. Like when people say like in person this is. Go on, Ray.
Yes, it does. The new version of sure in text and corporate stuff on Teams is the thumbs up emoji. That's getting into that sort of what's it called? Passive aggressive.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what? Yeah,
definitely. Sure, definitely sounds like a Josh thing to do as well.
Yeah, I think that Rec Crew group, I think might have been a Sure group. But do you know what I mean? If someone brings you something in a, like, you know, you go to a restaurant and a guy comes over and says, do you want any ketchup with that? And you go, sure. I think it just seems rude. If you say yes, please, obviously, but you're not even having like a polite thing on the end.
It almost sounds like you're just going, yeah, sure, just go away. Yeah. Go away and come back with that.
So I never liked the sure. So can do is very similar, but I think with can do, I've got you, because by the way, obviously, I'm not, Bruno's only putting this in because I say can do, but when I say can do, it's different. He hit me with one yesterday that stung a little bit.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it stung a lot, actually.
I found my opening. I was like, I've
got this lovely idea. I got this really gorgeous idea for the podcast. What if we do Room 101, but it's with the Peppercorns? And he said, can do. And it was like, it was just like creatively just stifled me. I had to have a nap. I didn't have an adult nap. It just shut me down.
It's almost like it's followed by, I guess.
Yeah. Whereas when Bruno says, do you want to go to get some milk from the local milk farm? I go, can do.
Yes, that's different. It's cadence.
Yeah.
It's cadence.
But he, being the Tory he is, with his little suit on, he'll go, can do. And he knows what he's doing.
No,
so
you had to. I found an area yesterday where I could make you experience what I feel when I get a text back saying can do after I put myself out there. All right. So you felt it and you heard it. All right.
Understood. And we just need to abolish can do, I think.
Yeah, we do.
Because I say, going back to the abolish thing, have you ever heard someone in person say that until today?
Not other than like a dictator.
Oh, well, I was gonna say a headmaster.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've even heard them say that.
That's a lot for a headmaster.
I don't know why you would say it.
You need to abolish this.
We need to nip it in the butt. Is that something you say in your corporate rooms, Bryn?
I don't use it, but yeah, it is.
Is it nip it in the bud or butt?
I think it's bud, isn't it?
Bud, because you nip it the bud of the plant or flower, don't you?
I've never heard that explained.
I thought it was
perfect.
Nip it in the butt. Let's cut the cigarette off at the base. I thought it was something like that. Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud.
But if you nip it in the bud, you kill the plant. You have to go
nip it. You nip it at the bud.
Yeah. Nip it at the bud would make more sense.
Yeah.
Here's my bud. Nip it. Nip it in the butt. Nip it.
Yeah.
Again, if you're not seeing this visual, guys, you need to go over to YouTube /the Peppercorn.
It's enthralling.
It's pretty good stuff, yeah.
It seems like an old saying that might need some revisiting. We'll get Gen Zers on it. They're good at that.
All right, Bruno, could you ask me a series of yes or no questions? Just a couple.
A couple of yes or no questions?
Yeah.
Am I the most talented person on this podcast?
Yes.
Are Arsenal going to win the Premier League this year?
No. Is there anything you want to do? Tell me something you want to do.
Anything that I want to do?
Yeah.
Where are we leading me?
Look, is there something you'd want to do with me?
Invite him to see Deadpool.
Oh. Scott, can we go watch Twisters next weekend?
Can do. Oh, I heard it there.
The cadence. It was the cadence.
I don't even think the cadence helped it. There was no authority to it, and it left more questions than answers.
It seems like you're going to bail.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, maybe I'm seeing my ways. Is there not somewhere we can use it well? Like
a can-do attitude is good. A nice can-do attitude.
This is specifically for via text, though, as well.
Yeah, but over text it's even worse. But I think in person it's not a great response to someone asking you to do something. I personally, I just rather just be out front, just say yes or no, or I'll think about it, or that kind of thing. Not can do. Because if we're going to do something, I want you up for it. I don't want this can do attitude of.
Yeah, I must admit, I do this at work with our friend Lottie. She'll say, could you walk that dog? And I know full well I've not got enough time. And I go, can do. And she goes, just say yes or no. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to say no. And she's like, well, at least I'd know. And I was like, So maybe it's a me
I can
problem,
do more with. I can do more with no. I'll respect you more as well.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. I don't know how anyone listens to this podcast and doesn't think he's the villain. Look at him. Do you know what? I'll happily put it in. I think I've seen my ways.
I'm gonna put it
in. I'm happy. Thank you. I'm putting it in.
Pull the lever.
Pull the lever, man.
Kieran, have that.
Your whole room. Oh my god.
So now the door's been shut with Kieran micromanaging a group of Gen Zers.
Yeah.
And his only vernacular is their only vernacular.
Is can do.
And he's now irate.
He's gonna kill him.
Bruno did just spell
He's going to kill him, yeah.
Yeah. To add to this room,
my
next Room 101 option and I can't imagine there's any way out of this one other than me winning it.
Okay.
This is about winning.
Can we win?
Is vaping.
Okay.
So the reason I bring this up is for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
It is so annoying.
It's everywhere as well.
It is everywhere, and people are doing it everywhere. So it's like smoke now, but at least people used to go to smoking areas.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not condoning any kind of cigarette smoke because, hey, straight edge. Got the X's on my wrists, you know what I mean? Like, wrists. But at least with smoking, I don't know if I'm being really stupid here, but at least it's like an actual thing.
It seems...
Does that make sense?
It's a tried and tested chemical.
Yeah, it's awful for you. It's clearly bad. And his vaping stuff is apparently better for you. But
we know what smoking does. We don't know what vaping does.
Yeah. It's the fact that a lot of these ones, they kind of look like harmonicas
USB
or something.
Sticks, yeah.
So I thought someone was going to give me a dongle the other day, and he took it out of their hand. Like, I thought they were passing it to me. They were just getting their vape out. I was like, what is happening?
Some of them look a bit like...
the guy from Speed.
Yeah.
Some of them look like a fancy-looking highlighter pen or something. I didn't pick one up earlier. It was someone else's.
Yeah, the highlighter pen. And there's some dude look like the guy from Speed, like he's holding a whole glass.
Yeah, those ones are...
But I recently had it on...
That's proper.
Right, yeah. On a plane, there was a guy that had it in his... the front pouch.
Okay, that seems dangerous. If I'm going to the airport and I vape, I don't. But if I was going to the airport and I did,
leave it home,
I would not feel good having that in my bag going through security.
Yeah, and again, I think you probably can take it, but he had it out and in the little pouch. But when we got on the flight, I looked over and he put it in the pouch, and I went, "Oh God," because they look. I don't know what they are, so they could either look like something very dangerous, but it looked like almost like the base of like a kitchen knife.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "Oh no!" And I had to go through this whole thing of like. Why has he done that? And he was really, this guy was super fidgety. Yeah. And I think probably he was just super anxious about flying. And that was the only thing that made him kind of less anxious. Yeah. But the first time he reached for it, like 20 minutes in, I was like, I was like, yeah. And he just got up and he grabbed and I was like, oh, it's a vape. And I was like, oh, that's not good either, probably. And he went into the bathroom, and every 20 minutes he would go. And you could see all the... like staff could just smell it because it was like candy floss just billowing out.
He needs one of those funnels that you just do it into.
Honestly.
Right, yeah, people do have them. Again, which should be definitely made more readily available.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to walk through, because they're not even cigarette smoke. It's like a little cloud of like tobacco
like a steam train walking.
Yeah, now it's like, this. If you and I had a vape in here, this room, you wouldn't be able to see it.
No. And it smelled like strawberries.
We'd look like Shorty in Scary Movie. Like, it would be just like...
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know. I hate it. I think it's like chemicals and it's like vapor.
I'm going to be honest. I find the idea of the smell of it more annoying than cigarettes.
Yeah, I can't smell, so I don't know about that part.
Like, if I walk through a cloud of strawberry smell or something, I feel so uneasy about it. Whereas I'm used to the smell of cigarettes. Like, they've been around for years.
I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. I hate it. I hate it.
Just smoke a cigar. They smell nice.
Yeah, but we don't condone smoking.
Nah, I don't like that either. I'm going to come at it from another side, apart from the health stuff that you brought up, which is 100%. I don't like vapes and people who vape as much. Like, I've got friends that vape, and it is what it is, whatever. However, the gall and the confidence that people just have with it, or the sheer disregard for other people, and just do it wherever they bloody well want, and then they don't care. Like, it's the most annoying thing, I think, walking around and walking into a bunch of vapes, and then they get cocky and arrogant, like in pubs and social spaces where they don't have to go out to a cigarette bar. They go and just do it, and until they get told off, and then sometimes they even do it more. Yeah, I hate vapes.
It's like gigs in the vape era as well. You got the light which kind of like beams, so you can see it, just these giant clouds, and you're just like, how full is this room of just strawberries and licorice or something that I'm just huffing in with all the smoke from the band as well. I don't know. They just wind me up, and they just seem. I don't know. The idea of sucking on a USB just seems so bad. It seems aggressively bad.
It's so addictive, though, aren't they?
It's because I think it's worse because they are so to buy cigarettes is expensive. Obviously, these are similar, but I mean, you didn't want to get through them all.
Yeah.
And you had to get a lighter. You had to do a whole thing,
It's a
go to an
process.
area. It took a lot longer. Whereas now people don't sit and, cigarette is like a 10-minute activity that people would do for our work day, for example. Whereas now vaping is like a thing you do every 3 minutes once throughout the whole, and you're just like, I can't. And walking through it, I just feel like
something's going on.
I hate it, and I can't imagine.
I'm glad you can't smell, and I'm envious.
It smells
I'm
annoying.
envious you can't smell. Yeah.
In the modern world, that is definitely up there with my most irritating, like casual thing that's done now.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. I'm putting in room 101. Are we going to fill that room with smoke?
Yeah, we'll put some smoke in there, see if Kieran can figure that out.
So what flavour are we putting in there with Kieran micromanaging kids that are saying can do?
I'm gonna go
Isn't it like
strawberry.
sour watermelon or something?
Sour water.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So we got, and this is, by the way, just to clarify, Little Red isn't sucking on a USB stick. We've got 9 Gen Zers sucking on some sour watermelon, all going, can do, boss, to Kieran. And we've shut that door.
It's down.
Big fan.
Go on then, Joe.
All right, so my next one into room 101 is rude people.
Okay.
Wow.
I think we've already got some in that room.
Rude people.
I don't think there's any.
There's no room for rude.
Is there any rebuttal to this?
Okay, so I'm going to say, sometimes I guess you understand that some people might be having a bad day.
Right.
They might be going through some stuff. They might have had a tough life. So it might come across as rude. So when you peel back the layers of the onion, there might be a reason for the rude.
Have you had a bad day?
You've had a bad day, yeah.
No, have you had a bad day?
No, I had a good day.
Okay.
I had a really good one, actually.
No, it's just the micromanaging into the rude people. It's like, you come in like, do you know who annoyed me today?
Rude people.
Rude people.
I think rude people should go in, but I do believe there is a reason some people are rude. Like, not everyone starts out a villain. There's a villain origin story somewhere.
The villain origin story is an interesting take on it.
I don't think anyone's born rude, you know?
I can't. I'm trying so hard to think of any kind of rebuttal. My only one I can think of is, would life be a little bit boring without, like...
Everyone's happy.
Just crazy people.
If we're all happy Deadpoolers, you know?
Yeah.
Or Mr. Nice. Mr.
Yeah,
Nice guys.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you can't... we've had friends, one who may or may not be in Vegas currently, that, you could describe that guy as rude at times, but it's kind of why we liked him.
Yeah.
And he gets the job done.
Yeah,
he gets stuff. He gets stuff that we don't like to.
Right,
he gets his hands dirty.
Yeah, because there we go. Look, we're finding we're getting somewhere. Is rude correlated to kind of
overconfidence or
forwardness? Like, for example, we're talking about if us three and Mr. Vegas were in Vegas and a room had a dirty pillowcase.
Yeah,
we would squabble at the idea of who's going to say anything. And I know Joe will go, I'll sleep on it. Just don't say anything. I'll sleep on it.
100%.
And Mr. Vegas, what he would do is go, nah, it's unacceptable. And then he would see absolute red mist and he'd disappear out the door. And he'd come back and go, who's got the pen suite? Do you know what I mean? The penthouse, I'm in. Yeah. And we'd be like, oh my God, this is so good. So that's my only, but again, is that correct what he did? Is that actually rude at all? Because it's depending on how he spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I went down and said, it was a dirty pillow, they would go, we'll give you a new pillow.
Yeah. I don't think that's rude. I think it can be construed as rude probably by the workers in the hotel.
Yeah.
but
they should have done their job. Yeah, that's what Mr. Vegas would say.
But that's what I mean. Are people rude, or are they made to be rude by certain circumstances?
No, because some people come in with a chip on their shoulders and think that they are above anyone and everyone. So they talk down to people with rudeness. Whereas the stuff that we're talking about, I think for hospitality stuff, like I'm very much an advocate of be nice to hospitality. They go through with the rude people that we talk about.
Yeah.
So I think it depends how you come at the situation. And it then, if I'm ever rude, it's only depicted on how someone reacts to me. So I go in sort of with kindness or sort of not kindness, but hey, there's an issue with this pillow or whatever, and if they like or whatever or can't do anything, then I'd elevate, and then potentially until I become a rude. So
that's the name of the podcast.
I'll say this: I've known Bruno since I was at least 6. And I mean, I've never seen him be rude to anyone. So I don't
think any of us are rude.
He put on a real nice show there for you lot, and if it impressed anyone out there, good on him. But I mean, this kid, he elevate. Like I thought he must have been in a team meeting this morning or something. He's got some confidence from somewhere because he must have been telling some Gen Zers like Kieran is in that room. But I mean, no, this guy is happy-go-lucky, Mr. Polite.
We all are, really.
And again, we'll get into this in another episode, but I mean, Bruno is trying to portray something these days, something different.
I think I could definitely bring a couple people onto the pod that could say some of the potentially rude stuff that I have done.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you seem
I am normally a nice guy, and that's why I am beloved.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if Mr. Vegas is there, Bruno's there, me and Joe are here. Joe and I have an issue with we wouldn't even go to the people. We would just sleep on the dirty sheet or something.
Nothing would happen.
Bruno would be conflicted of that isn't right, and I don't want to sleep on that. I need to have that conversation. Mr. Vegas, we wouldn't. You just see the back of his shirtless head. Just
I'm sorting it. Yeah,
he's gone. He's out there. He's down the Biltmore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's the only rebuttal I can think of rude people, because I hate rude people.
I hate rude people.
Like, our dad is bad with it in shops. You walk past someone, they knock into you, and you go, "Oh, sorry."
Oh yeah.
And they'll turn around and just. And Dad goes, "Oh, sorry," and that is my, like, if Lissy was on here, my worst one is probably quite combative because I don't realize I do it. So someone's super rude to me, I go, "Oh." And it's probably more like aggressive than it's not aggressive in the way in which I've done it, but people are like, "Oh my God, he's actually confronting what I've just done."
Yeah.
Whereas they assume they're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want any I don't want confrontation ever. I mean, I think that's probably way worse than just saying, "What's happening?"
Yeah, because you end up bottling out.
Yeah, because I go, "Oh," which Elton Prince of the WWE is a big fan of the because he says, "Do you even know you're doing it?" Like, and I'm like, no, because we've had people say stories that are a little bit boring, and as it goes, I'll out loud say, "Oh, there it is," because they've kind of got somewhere with it, and he can't stop laughing, and I don't realize I'm doing it. I'm just like, "Oh, we've got there." But again, that is probably rude.
Yeah.
But if anything's like, "Oh, there we go, we got there." I do it like that. So if you do it as a smile,
you need to change. No, you need to change your cadence and stuff, mate.
I need to change.
If that came from me, then that would, because I'm a very caring, like, nice person. So
he's all over the shop here.
Yeah, I am.
Elevate, escalate.
I can't make my.
He can't make his decision. He's like, "Am I a grizzly bear or am I a cuddly toy?" Either way, I'm 7 foot.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad. He's a beacon. I'm going to put rude people out. I can't stand rude people.
Yeah, that's going in, Joe. Lock it up.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in too.
So now we've thrown in a couple of rude ones in there to wind up Little Red. I would, honestly, if we could have some kind of animation of this room, would be my favourite cartoon of all time.
I've watched that a lot.
And I've got Kieran in a gilet, a polo, jeans, Timberlands, and earrings in. Yeah. And he's like this. And his fists are together. And he's
taped up,
staring across. Gen Zers now, there's rude people in the corner, they're vaping. He is wound up tight. Bruno, what are we adding to that mix, if anything?
Now we've established that it's Kieran in that Little Red in that room. I really want to do. There's a couple at the top that I have that I want to do together, and that would just make, like, it might not go in because I think you two like it, but for Little Red and I, it's very much
it's got to be one thing, isn't it?
Type of thing. Do I do that one or do I do another one? Because there is definitely stuff that I want to get.
Well, I have a heavy opinion on that one. If you want to do that, we can knock that one out.
Let's go Room 101. Mayonnaise, and I'm going to add crisps to that as well.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else.
Crisps and mayonnaise, what, together?
Do you know where I thought you were going?
Where?
Crocs.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I can't be.
Can't put Crocs in.
It's not hit me that much yet.
Bruno, is it mayonnaise and crisps, or is it individually? Can we put one in and one out?
You can go one in, one out if you want. Or you don't have to put either in if you like both of them.
obviously the people want to hear my condiment list, and mayonnaise is quite low.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
I only grab mayonnaise if there's nothing else left.
Yeah, but I do like to have something that, because to me, mayonnaise tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
I feel like it's more texture and potentially the little bit of acidity that I don't like in it. I need to get better with it, but it just puts me off looking at it.
What is it? Egg sauce? Is that what we're calling it?
It's Bruno, go on.
It's yeah, go on. It's an emulsion of egg yolk and oil.
So if it's an emulsion, you put it on your skin.
That's high protein.
With a little bit of acidity is mayonnaise.
Good.
So I should like it because it's nothing that I dislike, but the combination of those two things or three things in a sauce and the texture, I don't know why I have a visceral reaction to mayonnaise.
I understand.
I just think for me it's a nondescript thing to put in a sandwich that wettens it up, a little moist maker.
Good with chicken though.
But I mean, if I were to bite into a sandwich, and I'm talking a centimetre by centimetre glob went just here, that'd be the end of the meal, the end of the food for the day, and I probably wouldn't eat mayo for a month. But I would still go back to it because I don't have an issue with it. But what I'd say is if I wouldn't miss it.
No.
It's not a condiment that I'd be like, oh,
I wouldn't, like, if I was shopping.
I'm not a big condiment guy.
I like barbecue sauce. I like hot sauce.
Recently, I've got into ketchup for the first time in my whole life.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, weird.
I tell you what,
I like chips, basically. Dip a chip.
I tell you what I don't like is if... So this is probably similar to how Bruno feels about the texture and stuff.
I know where you're going with this.
If ketchup gets in the mayonnaise...
Like the fuel front cover. If anyone gets that joke, that's horrific.
Google it.
That becomes another sauce, Joe. That
but if that little bit of red
Mary
gets...
Rose.
Is that what that is? I like Mary
That
Rose.
is, yeah.
But if a little bit of red gets in that...
You don't like the visual of it?
A little bit of red gets in that white. Do you know what this is? This is an old story. I'm going to take it back.
Is it Nan?
It's Nan.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I remember this.
She made us egg mayonnaise sandwiches. And she was making the egg mayonnaise, which
is Noopsy,
which I also love egg mayonnaise. That is good.
That hurts me because it's the smell of that together is terrible. I used to have to make it all the time. It's terrible for me.
Yeah, I understand.
And she cut herself. Finger, and
blood.
We didn't eat it, by the way.
No, a little bit of blood.
Everyone knows we didn't eat it, but we saw it.
A little bit of blood went in there.
Yeah.
And to this day,
a little bit of PTSD.
I have, because if we're at home having food.
But honestly, like, if I don't like what Joe's up to, I'll just bleed into anything, and he hates it.
You had blood.
The other thing I'll also do is give him a pizza roll and not tell him about it.
Oh yeah, bad. I might have to put them in there next week.
This isn't the show now, by the way. Okay.
So, if we're at home and we've got 2 ramekins of sauce,
okay,
and I squirt the mayonnaise in one and then the ketchup in the other, it is a dual ramekin, by the way. It's a double thing.
There's a wall.
Yeah, there's a little wall. But if a little bit, like, you know how ketchup is when you squirt it, it just spits every now and then. It just goes,
that I put that in room 101, that watery bit at the start of ketchup.
But once that touches the mayonnaise, I'm out.
Mayonnaise.
I'm done. But mayonnaise and chicken, though, I will say, lovely.
Yeah,
I actually had a chicken mayonnaise baguette on the way here.
On the way here, we got dinner in a sec, mate.
I had to stop for food. It was a long day.
I understand. I just think it's a nondescript moist maker, but I mean, I wouldn't miss it in the slightest. As far as crisps go, I'd never go in.
I love
crisps.
Shout out Fuego Takis, number 1.
Yeah, and shout out Fuego del Sol, because he's cool. Crisps are the best. I mean, if you have ridged, they're even tastier.
Well, crisps with a sandwich.
If they're in a tube, that's great. But I get the way the little red feels about him.
Oh yeah,
is a story that I actually have in common with him. Is why he hates crisps.
Oh,
it's a particular person.
I didn't know his origin story. Oh, I do know. Sorry.
The guy who lived next door to us would put his hand that was sweaty as I am right now into a barbecue crisp. Remember the Black Walkers pack?
I had them the other day.
Yeah, the Black Walkers pack.
It was called Lay's.
Yeah.
But it was the barbecue one. Yeah.
And his hand touched the inside silver wrapper.
Yeah.
And he pulled it out and there was the dusting on the back of his hand. And Kieran went, I'm out. I'm done for good. And I also had that for a long time.
You're telling me he didn't just lick it off his hand?
I don't know.
But do you know what sort of triggers me a little bit with Chris? That is very close to home. that I think I have brought up on here before is Scott with his bugles or stuff.
On your fingers. Yeah.
That is...
Oh, that's gorgeous. When you think.
That's so close to that, by the way.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's the sweaty back of the hand. I mean, just
What about when you stick your hand in a Pringle tube and you get it all the crispy gravel off the side of the tube?
that's
on the back of
along the lines. But again, also depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like I said,
What about this hand?
Joe once wore a bracelet with a smiley face on it, and I could look at him for
This
a
one's
month.
close. That's not far off.
I don't know
There's
why.
no face on it.
Brody, you telling me Kathy Kelly from the WWE
Oh, yeah.
eats a packet of Lay's in front of you? You're like, stay away from me.
That's fine. That's all right. Yeah.
And for that, I'm never putting crisps. If she had mayonnaise in her sandwich and said, "You want a bite?" and it was dependent on the relationship going any further, would you have a bite?
How much mayonnaise are we talking?
I'm talking whole Hellman's jars in this baguette. It's
No,
more
I
mayo
can-
than there is anything
I can-
else.
I can do it. I think
You
that's my
couldn't?
line. No.
I'm happy to. I'm not putting crisps in a million years because
Nah.
they're gorgeous, they're tasty. But because of that exact reason,
Yeah.
I'm happy to put mayo in because I won't miss it.
I don't need mayo. It's pointless.
And also, you got to remember, we're putting it in there with little red.
yeah.
And when
Yeah.
we put it in there and shut it, we're actually going to do this. We've all got 2 Hellman's jars,
yeah, okay.
extra size, and we're going to go like that across the walls and then shut the door. So mayonnaise is going in, crisps not, yeah?
Yeah. Mayonnaise
yeah. All right. Thank you.
Kieran,
Can I do a bonus one?
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
if Little Red hasn't listened to this episode,
He's all over it.
he is fired up right now.
My bonus one of Room 101, which, hey, could go into a Room 101 for the Gunners podcast yesterday. I was going to troll you, and my one of them was going to be the Gunners R Us podcast because I have mad heat against it. But
Why?
my Room 101,
You're a guest
my
on there
final
more
one.
than anyone else.
my final one is the 3 p.m. TV blackout of Premiership games.
Honestly, can't stand it. There's another thing that's coming up that's kind of being conversated with that at a minute. That also winds me up, and I had a full argument on TikTok, but it was great engagement.
Okay.
But the 3 p.m. Blackouts are so frustrating
Yeah.
because the
Makes
only
no
reason they're
sense.
doing it, supposedly, is people won't go to the stadium, which is pointless because a 4 p.m. game on a Sunday, 2 p.m., they're all full.
Yeah.
The championship are all full.
It's all full.
You know, everything's full. It's always going
It's
to be
the
full.
lower league. It's to protect lower leagues. That's
Yeah,
their
Black
argument.
them out then.
yeah. It's money. It will come down to money, but it winds me up. But the other thing that's coming on at the minute, and we're going to talk about this on the other podcast, but it's they're worried about America getting a Premier League game, like one game or whatever, and this is what kicked off. I don't see an issue with it. And the other side of the coin is people that go to. The people go, oh, we're like season ticket holders. We'd hate to lose a game. One, you've got 19 to go to.
Yeah.
Losing one isn't a big deal. Secondly, it might not be a home game. It could be away at Leicester's in Miami,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
Also, the idea that the privilege that because you were born in London and you can afford a season ticket means you're the better fans to the other
I genuinely hate that argument so much.
The 40 million people, like just because a guy's born in India doesn't mean he's a lesser Arsenal fan than I am.
Yeah.
No.
He wasn't born in England, so he couldn't go to games. And I hate that. People underneath were like, oh, this guy clearly doesn't go to see Arsenal. And I was like, yeah, because I can't afford to. I would.
There was
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. It doesn't make me less of a fan, and so does an American. And if they could get a proper game, it'd be great. Again, I've seen Cowboys in Wembley.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same experience as seeing them in AT&T or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was still my opportunity to. There was a lot more affordable than going to Dallas.
Yeah.
So those two things are really winding me up in a minute because I just don't see how people can't see it.
Do American NFL fans have the same opinion about them coming over here for it?
Yes.
What, they hate it?
They don't like losing a home game for the people that lose a home game.
That's the only thing I looked at it was from the sporting point.
Yeah.
The Jags fans must be livid.
Yeah, but to grow the sport further and further and to get more money into it, which it's just going to become that much more, you have to give them these games because the friendlies just aren't cutting it in the summer preseasons.
They're not real games. They're fitness exercises.
My one caveat that I don't want America anywhere near our league, which is funny because I love the NFL so much and I like that it does come over here, per se, in a way. I don't want America anywhere near our league so that Super League doesn't become a thing, or they don't keep taking over the clubs, even though what they're doing with Chelsea is phenomenally funny. But I want them out of our league altogether, and this comes from a Glazer hater. But
yeah, the thing is, like, someone online said basically it's America first, then it'll be a Saudi game, and I get the point. The idea they're going from is like it's just a money organization. It's nothing to do with home. But again, Arsenal's shown in Saudi.
Yeah,
I don't think like Saudi's the first. I'd go to India or Australia or somewhere that actually there's a huge support system. Yeah. But I mean, someone came up with an idea, which was just put a community shield every year in a different country. Yeah, and I was like, I quite like that because it's extended preseason, but there's some stakes.
Yeah.
You know, I also don't mind for your games that are like a Man United, Leicester. I don't mind that being elsewhere in the world, but if we start losing an Arsenal Man U,
Man United Liverpool in DC, is like, come on.
There is something to the big games, and I know I'm sort of going in on the lower team saying they don't matter as much, but when you lose those big games, like I wouldn't want a Merseyside derby or a Time Weir derby anywhere else but in those stadiums. But for the games that we just get like a Wolves Man City, chuck that out in
like a 3 o'clocker, because also you also give an exposure to the smaller team who can afford losses. And also, by the way, it actually levels the playing field because you're not now playing at the Etihad or the Emirates or Old Trafford. You're now playing in a neutral. So the smaller teams will be more up for those games. And Arsenal or Man United or Liverpool or City or someone would see it as we can still win there. Yeah. The only thing I saw was the sporting part of just you're losing a home game. Yeah. Or the travel between Champions League and things, but you can figure it out. But as far as 3 p.m. blackouts, it's just stupid at this point. It's just stupid. I would love to put the 3 p.m. blackouts in there with Kieran, so we can't even watch football. Not that he would want
to. That's fun. I like that.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. Bruno, don't hate the Gunners Are Us podcast. We have you on as guests.
I don't mind the Gunners Are Us podcast. I just want your full attention to be with this podcast. That's all.
Yeah, I understand.
That's all.
Is anyone actually watching the Olympics just out of interest?
I haven't seen anything.
I say this, the slalom canoeing looks like the hardest physical thing you could ever do. My word.
I haven't seen that.
It's where they, like slalom, where you have to go through the things. But some of them are so close, you can't physically, do them in order. You have to kind of go past it and then in rapids turn around the little pole and then go again. And my God, it's 2.5 minutes. It's horrific.
Right now, physically, I'm struggling to sit here, let alone do that.
Yeah.
That's man-made as well, isn't it? Or is it...
Yeah, it's man-made.
A nice riverfront,
50% of the Olympics is stuff that seems like the most skilled, hardest thing in the world to do. Yeah. Some of it feels like I reckon I could compete in LA in 4 years.
What do you reckon if you had to? If I put a wager on it saying I would give you £100,000 if you got into the Olympics.
Just get into it.
Yeah, if you become an Olympian, you represent the United Kingdom at the Olympics in LA. What are you going in?
I feel like maybe archery.
Weirdly, that's what I was thinking.
I feel like if I really got into archery for 3 years, I reckon I could make it. Or the pistol shooting at the minute that the Korean lady did. Yeah, she's unreal at it. Yeah. Her arm is like my hyperextension. I think I could get it, and she's got the eye thing. Very cool.
I couldn't even.
I also don't think there's many people in England trying to get in there. That's why I see it as we don't have people in certain things because no one else is. Yeah. Doing it. Yeah. So I feel like I could be the one guy trying to
That's a good idea.
Be in that random skill and be like,
I like your thinking.
I don't know if I don't think I'm going to medal or anything, but I mean, I think I could be in them. I think I could be in the village on those cardboard beds.
I don't think there is an event in the Olympics that you could get anywhere close to qualifying for.
Do you know?
Challenge.
In 4 years' time.
In 4 years' time. In 8 years' time, if you want.
Oh, that's mad. He said that. That's just changed my trajectory of my life. Like, because I have to make a point. And do you know what's going to be annoying at the end of the 4 years, and I do it, Bruno goes, all right. Did I say that once?
Sure.
And then he'll put together some propaganda video where he never said it. And he was like,
I'll put my money is safe, but if you don't do it in 4 years, what do I get for it?
You get nothing.
Just satisfaction, yeah.
I'm not putting myself out there to learn a skill and try and get to the Olympics.
I would happily put as much money as I ever could have on you. Not at this stage of your life, you're never getting close to it.
Wow. I can't believe that.
You're putting people down. The archery is so hard.
I'm not putting anyone down. I don't think it's archery, but I reckon like there's like 6 different events of weight, size, and gun style. That I feel like there's no one in England or Britain trying to do rifle at 97 kilos. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'll be me and a few others, and I'll lose. But I'll be there. I reckon I'll be there.
I think you get there.
Because you're essentially paid to be there.
Yeah. All right.
I think you could do it.
I'd love it. Do it.
I think I can make the tennis, obviously, because it's trash. Anyway, doubles. By the way, pickleball.
I reckon Raymond
has a good sport.
That's great.
Pickle sport. Pickle sport.
If they create a sport where you have to get where you need to be on time whilst going behind a slow driver,
end the episode.
I reckon I could do that.
Joe, I'll say this. If you haven't already, go to iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Leave a 5-star review because it helps our algorithms. If not, go to YouTube /the Peppercorn Boys. Watch the video. Underneath this, let us know what Olympic event you think you could actually, make the Olympics in. Also, let us know what your Room 101s are underneath this video. Smash that like button. Obviously, hit the subscribe if you're not, and the notification bell if you want to be notified of a new video, which come out every single week. This whole podcast comes out. And we're also on TikTok at Peppercorn Boys, where a new one did drop. Where it was propaganda, but I mean it did drop. And we're trying to build that road to 10K on TikTok. So let your friends know about it. But as far as you behind slow drivers anymore, this is it.
That's it.
Kieran's in that room. He's stuck.
Yeah.
You saying about that?
Yep.
He's in that room now as well. Okay, stuck with Little Red.
Is it in the room?
And the rude people. It's in there. Joe.
Yep.
Yeah,
I respect it.